What happened at this event marks a point of absolute clarity regarding Jungkook's feelings and how he chooses to express them in front of thousands of people. Instead of simply observing Jimin through the screens, Jungkook directly addressed him, calling him Sexy Jimin in a moment everyone could hear. This action reveals a clear intention to showcase Jimin's beauty without reservation, demonstrating that his sincerity is stronger than any external opinion. It highlights Jungkook's confidence in publicly acknowledging Jimin's attractiveness, leaving no doubt about his admiration for him. Jimin's reaction to these words was immediate and reveals the depth of their connection. Upon hearing Jungkook call him that, Jimin displayed a shy yet affectionate smile that he couldn't hide, reflecting an expression many recognize as someone deeply in love. His face, illuminated by the camera, was a direct response to Jungkook's compliment, confirming that those words held special significance for him. By calling Jimin sexy in front of everyone, Jungkook breaks the ice and puts his admiration front and center, acting with a sincerity that defines Jikook today. It's a moment that serves as a clear sign of the chemistry between them, where one's words generate genuine happiness in the other. This direct and straightforward interaction is what makes this event one of the clearest proofs of their bond and the respect they have for each other. During the concert, we witnessed another interaction that confirms the constant closeness between Jungkook and Jimin. Quite naturally, Jungkook began to play with Jimin's hair while they were on stage, performing this gesture with a tranquility that indicates how accustomed they are to this kind of contact. There was no prior preparation or reaction of surprise, it was simply a spontaneous movement that Jungkook decided to make, showing that for him, being near Jimin and touching his hair in such a familiar way is the most natural thing in the world. Jimin received this gesture with complete calm, letting Jungkook play with his hair without showing any discomfort. This attitude from Jimin is very important, as it demonstrates the complete trust he has in Jungkook and how he accepts his displays of affection as a normal part of their daily lives. Many people who follow their career notice that these small moments are what truly explain their bond, as they occur fluidly and without interruption. The fact that Jimin feels so relaxed under Jungkook's touch is a direct sign that there's a physical connection between them that doesn't need complex explanations. With these kinds of actions, Jungkook seems to want to send a clear message to everyone watching. By showing himself so close to Jimin and paying attention to details like his hair during a performance, Jungkook is making it clear who owns his heart and who this blonde boy is who occupies his thoughts. It's a direct way of claiming his place beside Jimin, reaffirming that their connection is strong and that they have no intention of hiding how important they are to each other. It's fascinating to pay attention to what happens when they think no one is noticing the details, because that's precisely where a connection appears that seems destined to be. While they were sitting side by side, we witnessed something that clarifies many doubts about their closeness. Jungkook, with complete determination, took the initiative to bring their microphones together, uniting the objects they used to express their art at a single point. This act allows us to see that, for them, there are no barriers and that they seek to be in contact even through their work tools, demonstrating a bond that goes beyond what we normally see. What truly leaves us speechless is that Jungkook didn't stop there, but went a step further by directly pointing to the bracelet Jimin was wearing. By doing so, he clearly indicated that the accessory perfectly complemented the way the microphones were joined at that moment. Many people were moved to understand that Jungkook is attentive to every little thing Jimin uses, always looking for a coincidence or a way to be connected. It's a direct sign that they're on the same wavelength and that Jungkook enjoys highlighting the bonds that keep them together in the public eye. This interaction proves that Jikook operates on a unique connection, where bringing their microphones together is a representation of how their hearts are united. They don't need to say anything out loud, because these kinds of actions speak volumes on their own. Hidden in the simplicity of this gesture is a profound truth: they always find ways to be close. It's in these details, in the way Jungkook observes and points out what Jimin is wearing, that we see confirmation that their relationship is something special, built every day with real and direct actions. There are moments that are etched in memory forever, and seeing Jimin and Jungkook sharing the giant screen is undoubtedly one of the most powerful. When their image appears before thousands of people, the atmosphere is completely transformed because their combined presence carries immense weight. Seeing Jimin radiating energy while Jungkook stands directly behind him, occupying the same visual space, is enough for many to grasp the magnitude of their bond. It's a clear image that leaves no room for doubt. Together, they are the center of attention, and their connection fills the entire venue. Even as they move around the stage, the way they interact and support each other reveals how special and beautiful their relationship is. It's not something that requires a complicated explanation, it's simply the energy they transmit when they're on the same level. Jungkook and Jimin have a way of interacting that feels natural and full of affection, making every second they spend together an unforgettable moment. It's incredible to see how simply watching them in the same shot changes the perception of everything that's happening, because their closeness generates an immediate reaction of emotion and joy. Ultimately, we must acknowledge that this connection is something that can't be explained with words, but is felt with great intensity. They know perfectly how to be themselves when they're together, achieving a harmony that is simply perfect. Their presence on stage isn't just work, it's a demonstration of a real bond where every glance and every step they take near each other are signs that their relationship is solid. Everything else ended for us in that instant because seeing them like that, sharing the same frame and the same energy, is confirmation that Jikook is a beautiful reality. Pay close attention to what you're about to see, because there's something in this video that thousands of people noticed simultaneously, and that has been the talk of the town ever since. In this clip, you can see Jimin opening the bottle with his own hands, and that might seem like a small detail, but it completely changes the meaning of the scene. Because when Jimin and Jungkook are together, Jimin doesn't need to open anything himself, Jungkook simply hands him what he's drinking, and Jimin drinks directly from it, without thinking, without hesitating, as if it were something they've completely established between them. That change in their behavior, that detail that many people would overlook, is exactly what makes this moment so different from all the others. And to understand why the detail matters so much, you have to look at what usually happens between the two. When Jungkook is drinking water and Jimin is nearby, Jungkook hands him the bottle directly, and Jimin drinks from the same place Jungkook just drank from, without changing anything, without wiping it, without looking for another one. That's not something two people do unless there's a very close and genuine trust between them. The same thing happens with food. Jungkook takes the first bite and then shares with Jimin, and Jimin bites on the exact same side. That pattern repeats itself every time the two are together, and that's what makes this bottle moment so significant, because it's the first time Jimin does something different, and that difference reveals everything. There's a level of comfort between Jimin and Jungkook that isn't built overnight. Sharing food and drinks like that, so naturally and consistently, is a clear sign of how close they are to each other. Thousands of people who follow their every move confirm it every time a new video appears. The way Jungkook takes care of Jimin in those small, everyday moments, and the way Jimin receives him with complete trust, speaks of a relationship that goes far beyond what words can easily describe. This is another Jikook moment captured from a different angle, and that change in perspective reveals something that was difficult to see clearly from the original angle. What you can see here is the exact way Jungkook smiles at Jimin, and that smile is the most important part of this entire clip. It's not a general smile towards the group or a reaction to something funny that happened on stage. It's a smile directed straight at Jimin, with an expression that anyone can read without needing any prior experience or knowledge about the two of them, because that kind of look needs no explanation. What makes this moment so talked about is the context in which it occurs. There are many people around, there's activity, there's noise, and yet Jungkook finds the exact moment to make Jimin smile in that specific way. And Jimin responds with the same energy. The two smile at each other in a way that, according to thousands of people who have been following them for years, always seems destined to be between them. No matter how many people are present, the connection between Jungkook and Jimin remains the same, with the same intensity and naturalness. The way Jungkook makes Jimin laugh, tenderly and sincerely even in crowded events, is one of the details most often mentioned by those who follow Jikook closely. Because it's not something that happens only once or in only one type of situation, it's a consistent behavior that can be seen in video after video, moment after moment. That's why this clip from a different angle is so important. It shows more clearly something that already existed, and puts it right in front of the eyes of anyone who wants to see it. Something very few people know is that there's direct testimony from someone who worked on Chu Sung-hoon's show and had the opportunity to meet Jimin and Jungkook in person. This army didn't just see them from afar or through a screen, she met them up close, spoke with them, and even got autographs from both of them. And what she describes about that encounter is exactly what thousands of people have been seeing in every video, that the connection between Jimin and Jungkook is completely real. It's not something that only exists when cameras are rolling or when they're on stage, it's something this person felt standing right in front of them, in a completely normal moment, far from any performance or official event. What she describes is clear and direct: Jimin and Jungkook are exactly the same off-camera. The same closeness, the same energy between them, the same bond that the whole world has seen in videos and photos, it's the same thing she experienced in person. This means that what Jikook presents publicly isn't a different version of who they truly are, it's simply who they are, all the time and everywhere. For those who follow Jikook closely, this kind of testimony carries enormous weight because it comes from someone who was there and describes in their own words what it feels like to be near both of them at the same time. More and more people are having close encounters with Jimin and Jungkook and telling the exact same story, that their bond feels real, that the connection between them is evident, and that it doesn't change depending on whether there are cameras or not. This army's testimony is just one more in a growing list, and each new account confirms what the rest of the world can already see from the outside. The story of this person who worked on Chu Sung-hoon's show, who met them in person, and who got their autographs, is one of the most direct pieces of evidence of how genuine the bond between Jimin and Jungkook truly is. Jungkook posted an update on his Instagram stories, and what he wrote there says a lot about him as a person and as an artist. In that message, he explained that there had been a sound issue during Magic Shop the previous day. He asked ARMY not to worry and confirmed that they would be making the necessary adjustments to prevent it from happening again. He then apologized directly to everyone who had attended the show that day. And at the end, he added something few artists would say with such honesty. He wrote that he was also angry, with a small laugh at the end of the sentence, being completely transparent about how he felt at that moment. That message clearly demonstrates the level of commitment Jungkook has to every performance he gives. A sound issue is something beyond his control, but he still felt the need to step up, explain what happened, and apologize directly to the people who were there. That honesty, that straightforward and responsible way of communicating, is part of what defines him as an artist. The show was beautiful, emotional, and full of energy from beginning to end, and ARMY knows it. But beyond all that, this message makes it clear that Jungkook gives his all in every performance and that when something doesn't go as planned, he takes it personally because he deeply cares about the audience's experience at each show. What Jungkook did with that Instagram post is something ARMY recognizes and appreciates, because not all artists are willing to speak so openly about how they feel when something goes wrong. He didn't wait, he didn't ignore the issue, and he didn't let it slide. He addressed it directly and with great respect for the people who came to the Magic Shop that day. That level of dedication and honesty is what makes the connection between Jungkook and ARMY so strong, and it's also what makes every show, every message, and every moment he shares so meaningful to his fans.